Eight stars of gold on a field of blue. Alaska's flag may it mean to you. Well, the 8 stars of gold and the field of blue that make up Alaska's flag, they mean a lot for the Alchemy community, as Season 4 of the League is based on Alaska. And we've got 8 really cool maps. We're going to see 3 of them tonight. We've got 4 good games. The reason we're seeing 3 maps is because we're going to see one of them twice. Not my usual intro. Alright, hope everybody's having a good one. That's my usual intro. Welcome to Alchemy League Season Forecasting with Cookie Pirates. Tonight we've got 2 sets. The first one is going to be Mortis and Flying Mouse from round 6. And the second set is going to be Oladushek and Shixo from round 7. Both are Sprint 2. So we're kind of seeing the dash to the end for the higher prize. Okay. Let me go ahead and pull up. Yep, so the first set that we're going to have tonight is going to be Mortis versus Flying Mouse. These 2 players are the bottom quarter of the player list in terms of elo, but as we've seen from the lower elo players in this tournament, we still get a lot of really competitive gameplay, and that's kind of how the league is designed, so that you play people that are similar to you, so there are no, well, hopefully not any blowouts or impossible sets to win, so to speak. So we're gonna have some pretty cool games from them. Tech Chariot, welcome. Me want cookie. Me out cookie. Me only has dark chocolate covered pretzels. Oh, that was terrible. Alright. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Let's take a look at the map draft. Oh, well, I don't know. That highlighted, I don't know if I had my mouse over it when I took the screenshot or why I did that, but anyway. So Kenai Peninsula is the map of the round for round 6. And then they discard 3 maps each. They take turns until 1 is left. And it is Chandelar Lake is the map that's going to be left over. So that will be the map for Game 2. Game 1, of course, is on the map of the round. Maps out of the way, let's take a look at their Civ draft, which isn't really a draft, it's a discard 3. So Flying Mouse bans the Persians, the Boomin' Kumans, and the Saracens. Interesting to see the Saracens banned. Huh. Okay. Mortis bans the Mongols, the Georgians, which we've seen banned. I'm surprised to not see the Armenians banned as well. Ooh. He also bans the Bohemians. Wow. That's a ban that I don't think we've seen much of. Yeah, nice, Chandelar. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of my favorite maps. It probably is my favorite map, this season. But anyway, so, Game 1 on Kenai Peninsula, Game 2 on Chandelar Lake, these are your bans. Let's go ahead and get right to that first set. First game. Ta-da! Oh, I'm too wound up tonight. Alright, this is Kenai Peninsula made by Q Phillip. Let's go ahead and unpause, we'll get going here. Oh, what happened? Okay, there we go. Alright. Mortis is playing as the Byzantines in gray. A little tough to see the outlines here, but right at here, and I'm kind of trying to trace the line if it's tough to see. And then we have Flying Mouse playing as the Italians in blue, and I just noticed something. Western Roman Empire, not counting the actual Romans in-game, and then the Eastern Roman Empire, the Byzantines. So this is, you know, Italians and Byzantines is kind of an interesting matchup. Yeah, this map was made by Q Phillip. It's a beautiful map. It's based on Kenai Peninsula in Alaska, of course. And it encompasses most of the peninsula. This is kind of the northern side up here, and this would run into Anchorage, the Chugach Mountains in the kind of south, out over toward like Cordova, Valdez. Peninsula takes up most of the map, of course, and two sides have water, kind of three. But this area down here would just taper out, and it would be the end of the peninsula. And then south of the Kenai Peninsula, you'll run into Afognak and Kodiak Islands. There's the middle, yeah, the medieval version. Yeah, that's true. Although, I mean, if you count the schism between the Roman Empire, they say the Eastern Roman Empire, should really be the Byzantines as a precursor, lasted, I think it was until 1453 or something. And that was costly because Mortis has just lost his scout to Flying Mouse's Town Center Arrowfire. You lose your scout early on like this, that can be costly because then it becomes very treacherous to explore the map. And there are dangers to be found throughout. A lot of bears that produce food but are very tough to kill. And this map also has a pretty sizable number of wolves. In a game I casted, I believe it was yesterday, on Kenai Peninsula, we actually watched a player lose a villager to a wolf. It was unexpected, and he almost lost a second one, but ultimately he was able to save that villager. Oh wow! You don't want to do that. That's going to be the first casualty of the game right there. Yep. Flying Mouse has just killed one of Mortis's villagers back here on this wood line, and that is costly. He lost a scout, and he lost his first villager. That sucks. I mean, that just sucks. I mean, here we are, we're not even 5 minutes in, and that's 2 kills for Flying Mouse, including 1 eco kill. Anyway, what I was going to talk to before we saw that little action there, this is an extremely aggressive map, and I think it scared a lot of players off early on. But of course, round 6, everybody's having to play it, and we're seeing a lot of really competitive and interesting gameplay on the map. This is an underrated map for sure. And now, oh lord. Nope. Oh, it's a wolf. Okay. That's not as bad. He does have Loom. He kills the wolf, but that villager goes down to about half health. Yikes. Okay. It would have been a lot worse if it was a bear. Anyway, this is an extremely aggressive map because look at how close these players start. I've seen them start even closer, and then I've seen some spawns where it is a little further back. And now take a look at this. Mortis is sending a villager forward, and Flying Mouse's villager is chasing him, trying to attack him. This is absolute carnage at the beginning of the game. There's no peace on the peninsula. Should we rename this map to Bikini Peninsula Warlords or something? And, oh, that's bad news for Mortis as well. He's got his, Flying Mouse as his Eagle Scout coming up here, and he's not gonna survive that. Although his Eagle is low health, that extra villager would basically seal the deal. He cannot pick that fight. He's running. Villager takes a whack. Eagle's gonna catch up to him, and... is he gonna... Oh, he did get the Eagle! He did get the Eagle, but that's at cost of another villager that I really do not think Mortis could afford to lose. At least he took Flying Mouse's Eagle with him, so... oh boy, nope, now I hear... hold on. Flying Mouse just lost a villager to that wolf. Oh man. It was probably that low health one after fighting the villager. The one up here. And, oh man. Well, it may be, but it said, when it popped up on the screen, it said his builder was under attack. So, I think he had been assigned to construct something. So, uh-oh. And that's going to be costly. Flying Mouse is going to lose another villager, and that's to a bear, and that's costly. Both players have 2 ego losses. The difference is Flying Mouse has 2 kills, and Mortis has none. And Flying Mouse has lost both of his villagers to wildlife. Yikes. This is off to a rocky start for both players. And that kind of makes it entertaining. Wildlife equalizing. The great equalizer. Kind of. I don't know if I'd call it great. I'm sure these these 2 players are both thinking right now that they're terrible equalizers. Mortis has clicked up to feudal. And he's actually clicked up... hold on a second. Am I reading this right? No, Flying Mouse he doesn't have anywhere close to the food to click up. Mortis losing 2 villagers is actually on the front foot going up to feudal. Going up in 26. Uh-oh. Oh boy. What is Flying Mouse doing over here? Is he gonna come help himself to this gold pile, or is he gonna fight these villagers? Nope! Mortis is gonna fight the villagers first! Oh man. This is absolute chaos. I mean, this is like 2 families on the Jerry Springer show duking it out. I mean, this isn't just 1 or 2 villagers fighting 1 or 2 others. This is... and Mortis is outnumbering Flying Mouse, and Flying Mouse would do well to get out of there, and he is. And Flying Mouse retreating, Mortis would do ill to follow. I don't know why he's keeping that one. That's not a fight that he's gonna win, even though these villagers are lower health. All they're gonna do is just garrison and kill that villager, and he breaks away, and that's a wise decision there. Mortis has hit feudal. Flying Mouse has still not clicked up, going on 32. I don't know what he's doing here. I mean, he lost 2 eco units, lost 2 villagers just like Mortis did. There's a 33 still has not clicked up. He does have the food too, and remember the Italians get cheaper costs to go up. Okay, now we see it. Now we see it. He clicks up. That is very late. Going up with that many villagers makes me think you would do a fast Imperial. However, I don't think there could be a worse map. Well, Yeah, there could, but this is a terrible map to try to do a fast Imperial on, in my opinion. I mean, the only one where I think that might be a halfway viable strategy would be something like Yukon Gold Rush, just because the forests are, they're so numerous clumps that it's easy to wall off. But even then, that's the first one that comes to mind. I wouldn't try it on any others. Now, granted, I am a terrible player when it comes to this game, but I've watched enough high-level gameplay to think that you would not do Fast Imperial. So, it's also possible he's just doing Fast Castle and is very far behind. Maybe having to shore up. Oh, and take a look at this Mortis' archers. And the archers are over here on Flying Mouse's wood line, and they're going to start, and the villagers are fighting the archers. Oh. Yeah, he's got to break that one away. And the archers are going to follow. That villager may not... yep, she doesn't make it. Alright, Mortis gets his first eco kill. No ducks. Yeah, there is one. And we haven't really covered it. There's just been so much action on land. But Flying Mouse is on water. Got a lot of villagers casting nets. And then he does have a few fishing ships. Of course, this is the winter version of the map. It really does not affect gameplay, but you can tell there's just snow, patchy snow across the entire ground. Some ice floats. And the archer's over here, and Mortis has killed 2 more villagers. And is it gonna get another one? Just about. Don't reach quite that far, and pulling them back. Flying Mouse is in a lot of trouble. I do not see... There are no docks on the east coast. On the eastern coastline of the peninsula. And I don't think... No, he did! He did. Mortis did build a dock down here. He built one up at Homer. Homer's the city that is, like, right here on the Kenai Peninsula, where the dock is. Cities would be Kenai, and Soldotna inland, and then Seward on this coast. Any of you that watch my Microsoft Flight Sim streams, you see me fly in Alaska all the time, and we've flown around the Kenai Peninsula many times. Usually between Kenai or Soldotna and Kodiak, a couple times down to... and nope, that's another... Holy cow. Alright. And that is the 3rd villager that Flying Mouse has lost to this wildlife. He's lost 2 to the bear, he lost 1 to a wolf. Now, granted, the one that was low went down to the wolf, had been fighting one of Mortis' villagers that he did get the kill on. But this is costly, and take a look over here. Archers. A high number of archers. Now, he needs to be careful. He just lost that immediately. And Flying Mouse wisely creating some skirmishers to deal with these archers, but he's gonna need more. He's got 2 skirmishers on the map right now that I can see. And Mortis has... Is that 9? Yeah, 9 archers. Irony is that Flying Mouse helped design the food bears? Yeah. Well... And this is, I mean, no disrespect when I say this, but Flying Mouse is... These 2 players both, I mean, granted that they're playing each other, are among the lower in the tournament in terms of ELO. And we've seen a lot of the lower ELO players in this struggle. I mean, heck, some of the higher level players have struggled with the bears, but we've seen it happen a lot with the lower level. These bears are no joke. These are basically reskinned iron boars, and they are set to produce 510 food, I believe. It's about 50% more than the standard. Oh, and take a look at this. I never even saw this, but Mortis put up a watchtower, and Flying Mouse is using villagers to try to take it down, and Mortis has got villagers to try to repair it, and now we've got people coming over to try to fight the villagers that are trying to destroy the tower. And meanwhile, these skirmishers are melting the archers that are attacking the villagers that are attacking the watchtower. How crazy can this get, folks? Oh, my music's jumping all over the place. What's going on with that there? And yeah, take a look at this. So the watchtower is saved. We have light cav. I mean, they're scouts, but yeah, light cav as opposed to heavy cav. From Mortis that came over and saved this watchtower with only 99 HP remaining. And the watchtower is continuing to fire. It is outside of the range of the town center, though. So, slowly but surely this will trickle down. But here come some skirmishers. Flying Mouse has some spearmen to fend off some of these scout calves. Yeah, Flying Mouse had an early advantage. You are right, Tech. He had an early advantage, now Mortis is ahead. Flying Mouse failed to capitalize on that, and I think part of it was losing villagers to the wildlife, but also I don't know why he waited so long to go up, and I think that now it isn't over yet, but Flying Mouse is definitely on the back foot, and I think he waited so long to go up, and that was just very detrimental to his success here. Mortis has clicked up to Castle, and yeah, Flying Mouse is nowhere close. He does have fishing. Yes, he does. Flying Mouse has fishing up here, but so does Mortis. So, that advantage is null, basically. Take a look at this, though. 2.5 minutes idle TC time for Mortis compared to 1:10 for Flying Mouse. But if you take a look at the idle eco, this is quite damning. Almost 11% idle eco for Flying Mouse. That is bad. A little over 3% for Mortis. And that is probably a telltale sign of why it's taking him so long to go up in age. It's really detrimental. Now these scouts are getting... Oh, is that Phil? Nope, he gets it to safety. Alright, and don't send the skirmishers to fight the scouts. That would be a bad... They're just meantime kind of chipping away at the market. 91% up, but isn't gonna... And arrow fire is gonna take care of the scouts there. And a spearman. Gonna try to come over, finish this market. What's going on around Mortis? Mortis' home base. It's relatively safe. Watchtower is still up. Alright, he hits castle. You can't really wall this in. I mean, you kinda can. Not effectively. Alright, he does click up to castle. Flying Mouse is on his way up. But this number just keeps getting even worse. Almost up to 14%. And that is brutal. I mean, he's got all his villagers garrisoned, but he was able to clean up the eco threats from Mortis. Oh, what happened over here? Was this? Oh my gosh, did he really? Oh, he just lost a villager to these crossbowmen. Did these go down to the crossbowmen, or did these go down to a bear? Or did I just hear? Because I did hear somebody was under attack by wildlife. That could have been in a different location, and I didn't see the notices popping up as I was looking on the other side of the screen. I think it was the crossbow. But it may have not, but... Man. No! You know what? I think it had to be the wildlife. Take a look at this, though. That is 25 eco kills, but 32 eco losses for Flying Mouse. So he's lost 7. We saw him lose 3. Did he lose 3 more or 4 more? To a bear. Those weren't also villagers, those were skirmishers. At least 2 of them were. 49, 56. No, you know what? So those skirmishers, I think, did go down. The skirmishers, I think, did go down to the crossbowmen. I did not see where else more eco units were lost, but it had to be to a bear somewhere. And this is really tough. He's got 9 villagers now. Well, there's not much you can do now. Oh yeah, crossbowmen. You can't. You can't. No. I mean, I understand the intent there, but no, with the crossbowmen, you can't send villagers to fight the Mega now. I mean, he's got low resources throughout. But if, you know, for a while there, he could have ungarrisoned these villagers and gotten at least some sort of activity going when he did clean up Mortis's attack. You know, he countered effectively. Or defended effectively, I should say. And he could have ungarrisoned and got those villagers back to work. But now these are all pretty much going to be lost. Yeah. Yeah, that was bad. Yep, he calls the GG right there as town center goes down. I mean, he hit castle. He could have dropped another town center somewhere in the back. And try to, you know, shore up a little bit. But so that first game goes to Mortis. And I'm trying not to be too critical of Flying Mouse here, but this was just he had the early advantage, and I don't understand how he did not capitalize on it. I don't know if it was because he tried too hard to shore up, and he didn't effectively. Or I don't know if it was because of the loss of his 2 villagers to the wildlife early on that we saw. Or if if his builds were just not on point. I don't know. But the end result, surely. You're looking to have a 19% idle eco. I mean, he garrisoned these too much longer. I would have pulled them back if you had any expectation that town center was going to go down. And surely not to the watchtower. I mean, the watchtower doesn't fire fast enough to chip away. In any real sort of time to where it would be of any significant impact. I mean, even a guard tower, if he upgraded it, I don't think would be. Take those villagers, put them back to work here after, especially after he cleaned up. I think there were a lot of missed opportunities. I mean, Mortis did recover well from having an initially terrible start. But I want to say, just as much as he won this game, Flying Mouse lost this game. Anyway, though, let's not beat the dead horse step too much here. Oh, and it did put Mortis was the higher seed, Flying Mouse was the lower. That's what this H and L. I discovered if you go into the settings and you go to casting and you can put the numbers, you can put like seed numbers. So if you were doing a single or double elimination, you could do 1 in 16. You can put their actual elo numbers. You can put any values in here, but I just put H and L because it's round robin, so we consider who is the higher and lower player in terms of elo. Nice little feature there. Most created units, real quick at the statistics here. 39 crossbowmen versus 29 skirmishers. 24, I'm sorry. Their military scores were actually surprisingly close. Eco, not even. Not surprised. Technology wasn't too close either, but it wasn't quite as substantial of a break. Final scores, neither player ever constructed a castle. Military, the overall kill to death ratio, 54 to 42 for losses, and then 41 because Mortis lost a villager to a bear, I believe it was. And then 41 kills and 61. That means Flying Mouse lost 7 units to the wildlife. And that's definitely a big setback too. Mortis raised 4 buildings, raised to destructions, and Flying Mouse didn't destroy any. No conversions, no desertions because we didn't see monks. And there's your army high. Yeah. And you can see a couple times where this flattened out, basically flattened right here for a moment. And then slowly picked back up, but this was a runaway. This was a runaway from Mortis. Take a look at their total collected. Wood was actually fairly close, but a substantial gain in food. Only 26 gold collected for Flying Mouse, and only 87 stone. Mortis almost had the stone for a castle, but not quite. No trade, a little bit of market abuse from both players, and neither player ever built a monastery, so no relics. Technology, there's your uptimes, and I think this was another critical factor as to why Flying Mouse lost this, is it took him so long to go up to feudal. Mortis really able to bounce back on his feet from a very early initial setback. And then there are your castle times, exploration of the map, both players relatively close in terms of exploration. And then very low research counts for both players. 10% for Mortis and just under 6% for Flying Mouse. Society, your villager maxes 73 to 39. Both players actually did make 6 fishing ships. Wow. And we never saw any naval combat that I was aware of. Back to the map. Nope. Oh! Yeah, he did have a fire galley, but I don't think it ever... Yeah, according to, none of the fishing ships ever got attacked. Or, well, maybe they did, but they didn't get destroyed. Because their maximum was 6, and both players had 6 remaining on the board. And, yeah, a couple galleys. So I guess he just never really... He may have built them and just had so much going on land that he was never really able to use his naval ships. Oh well, on to game 2. That is going to be on Chandelier Lake. Let me get the map pulled up here. Okay. The game 2. This is Chandelier Lake by Zetnus. Beautiful map. This is the winter version of the map, and we've seen this a lot in the first sprint. This was the map of the round for round 2, and I believe I casted all but one of the sets from round 2, so I got very acquainted with this map. This is my personal favorite map. Tournament. I had an idea when we put the list of maps to be created for this season of the league. I said this would be such a cool map, and Zetnus went even beyond my expectations and made an absolutely fantastic map out of that idea. Chandelier Lake, a real location up in the Brooks Range in Alaska, north of the Arctic Circle, and it doesn't get sun for a few weeks. This time of year, I believe Chandelier Lake gets about an hour and a half of sunlight a day. Maybe 2 hours. They did get the frozen version. Yes, they got the winter version of the map. The winter version is frozen over. No kidding. all the ice. That's like no dot cookie. Alright, important rules on the winter version. The ice is walkable, it is not navigable, you cannot build docks. There's a rule change, you can build mills. And that is because where the ice has cracks in it, there is a ton of shorefish. So what you can do is build mills on the ice, kind of in between these different places, and just collect the fish. And that way you don't have to go all the way back to the town center, or at least to the coastline to drop your fish off at a mill. You can just do it right on the ice. The bears usually spawn on the ice in the winter version, but this time they didn't. They spawn kind of one right by the edge of the lake and one further inland. And you can see that over here as well, 1 and 2. And the lake is an L shape, or kind of a boomerang shape. And again, it is not navigable, it is walkable. And the winter version of this map plays out like a kind of maybe Arabia. It's very open. Because you can just walk across the ice and get around to your opponent, and you can't build walls. You can't build anything except mills. So it's just very open. It's a pretty aggressive map on the winter version. And let's take a look at what our players. We have flying... Ooh. Oh gosh. Okay. We have Flying Mouse playing as the Malay. And I feel terrible for him. I'll explain in a moment. Down here we have Mortis playing as the Japanese in gray. And we see the Japanese a lot. Back in round 2, we saw the Japanese incredibly frequently. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. Killed the bear, but the bear killed a villager, so Flying Mouse already with a villager loss. That is not good. Anyway, back here, we saw the Japanese played a lot. And I believe mills are cheaper for the Japanese, so you get that advantage in the wintertime. And we've seen a lot of cav archers. But I believe the Japanese, their fishing ship bonus doesn't apply to villagers cast netting, casting nets to collect the shorefish. So the Japanese, I think, have a little bit more of a profound advantage if they get the summer version of the map. Malay, here's the thing about that. The Malay, they have docks that upgrade to harbors that fire arrows and are a really strong naval civ. Unfortunately, on the winter version of the map, Navy is completely prohibited. Not prohibited, but I mean it's just impossible because this water, the ice, is not dockable. Oh, Flying Mouse did not have loom. And that explains pretty easily why he lost that villager. Had he had loom, that villager would be able to survive one more attack from the bear. However, he did click up. And the Malay, as Tech Chariot says, the Malay do have the advantage of being able to advance through the ages quicker. Italians, it's cheaper to advance. Malay, age up faster. So he does have that going for him. But I believe both players, if I had to take a guess, and I could be wrong about this, but I believe both players are probably a little upset that they got the winter version. And oddly enough, and there's a 50% chance of getting winter, but we saw winter for, I believe it was the first 8 games, 7 or 8, and then we finally saw the summer version, and we saw a fair bit of summer version, and then lately it's just winter again. And yeah, we can see Flying Mouse building his dock here, or dock, mill. Between these 3 cracks in the ice. And Mortis actually built his kind of on this intersection. I want it's an odd configuration, but I like that setup. Players get Eagle Scouts. That is, and most Alaska maps, instead of a regular scout, everybody gets an Eagle Scout. To pay homage to the significance of eagles in Native Alaskan culture. And, uh-oh! Flying Mouse has his eagle attacking Mortis's gold miners. Takes a couple hits at him and runs off. Oh! Now he's going up for the bear hunters here. Oh! He did get one! Wonder if Japanese eagles attack faster. You know, I'm not 100% sure. I do not know the answer to that. It's interesting. Oh, comes back for another whack. Now... that was Flying Mouse got that kill. Mortis doesn't have any. He lost, that's right. He has 2 kills. One would be Mortis's Eagle Scout, I believe. And then that villager, and Flying Mouse lost that one villager to the bear. So that accounts for the kills and losses so far. But yes, he did get that villager pick off. That's significant here. And now we have Men-at-Arms. Hold on, is Flying Mouse playing as the Japanese? Because this is what you would expect to see from the Japanese player. But instead, we're seeing it from the Malay. Instead, the Japanese have archers. And archers will actually beat Men-at-Arms paper versus rock. And then if you count the scouts and scissors. Oh, no, are those walled in? I don't think they are. Maybe. Is it? Is there just a little bit of a path there to get back through? Or maybe not. Maybe he is safe in there. It's tough to tell without the grid lines. I don't think so, though. Maybe it is. It's just like kind of tough to tell. Now we have the villagers fighting the Men-at-Arms. Men-at-Arms. Let's rephrase that. Man-at-Arms. Oh man, I can't talk. Alright, anyway, the archers are chasing the Men-at-Arms across the outer shore of the lake. Don't really see too much action out there. It does get that kill, so that is Mortis' first kill this game. And these 2 Men-at-Arms are making their way over to more... Oh. Ooh. And the archer goes down. Skirmishers to fight the archers. A scout to fight the skirmishers. And... flying... Ooh. And Mortis' scout comes up and whacks the Eagle Scout. One hit, he goes down. Now, of course, that Eagle Scout had lower health. A bit of carnage on the ice right here. Villager goes down for Mortis. That's 2 villagers that Flying Mouse has killed. And the Man-at-Arms goes down. That Man-at-Arms is probably going to go down. It may cost another villager, though. Nope, nope. I think he's going to get it. Yep. But is he going to lose more villagers here thanks to the archers? And he's got a couple archers and a skirmisher to join in. And Mortis is just running across the ice. Ooh, villager goes down. Don't stop. Yikes. What is going on here? You can see them carrying the fish. They're just like, let me fish in peace. And they're trying to run, but these archers are just doing a really good job of harassing these villagers. I mean, he's gotten a couple kills, But he's also he's taking him off of that resource. Real disruption. Archer goes down thanks to Skirmisher and Scout. Flying Mouse pulling back. Mortis is up to Castle. Flying Mouse is finding himself in a situation again where he is behind in H. And he is not even close to clicking up. Now, it's true, once he gets the resources, he will advance up to Castle in shorter time. But he is still... He's still pretty far from clicking up in terms of resources. Yeah, big damage tech, you're right. And take a look, we've got more going on back over here. And that is Flying Mouse's archers on Mortis's woodline. And this is getting... Oh, well, Archer goes down. But this is getting pretty ugly. These villagers are actually resorting to fighting. And Mortis actually has some cav archers. And he actually does clean that up without losing any more villagers. Cav archers and a couple skirmishers there to help there. But, man, Flying Mouse is just being very disruptive. He has clicked up and he's going to be advancing pretty quick. Yes, Tech, that is correct. He goes up faster once he clicks. It'll take him less time to research the next stage. More villagers go down. Carnage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Holy cow. Right there. Archers just cleaning up these villagers and a spearman coming in. Yeah, now he's going to have to take those back. The skirmishers are on the archers. So, I mean, that's helping out a little bit there. Now, Mortis got a couple eco kills of his own, and I didn't see where it happened. Is it up here? Yes, it is. Look at that. The Cav Archers are on Flying Mouse's woodline. Wow. Villagers going down. Cav Archer does go down there, and that's because of these two archers. That one goes down. So Flying Mouse with some of his own archers, although the skirmishers would counter the Cav Archers more effectively. He has had the upgrade to crossbowman and is getting bodkin arrow. Ooh, excuse me. Cav Archer goes down. So Flying Mouse kind of cleans up that, but it did cost him a few as well. And take a look over here. Flying Mouse is taking a fight he shouldn't. It looks like either that or he maybe was taking a fight that he could have. And Mortis brought reinforcements. But that is a lot of skirmishers and a lot of cav archers. And it is true that these are upgraded crossbowmen. They still only have padded archer armor. They are not going to win the fight against all of that. So they need to get out of there. There's a dead... Nope, it is not a dead end. It's a path through these woods. He's going to kill the wolf there. Now he's going to kill the skirmishers and lose a crossbowman in the process. There's the wolf. He's going to actually have to kill the wolf. That'll be very easy, though. The wolf is actually... Is the wolf running onto the ice? Yes, he is. The wolf is determined to kill that group of crossbowmen. And I guarantee you the wolf is not going to win. But Flying Mouse just doesn't seem to be paying any attention to it. What do you have here? Crossbowmen against these cav archers. Okay, the wolf goes down. Ha! And a pretty considerable number of crossbowmen go down, but he does kill those cav archers. Or at least one. Two. And these ones pull back. This has been a much closer fight. In terms of the combat, but you look at the score, Flying Mouse has a considerable leg up. I think he just has a more established eco. And crossbowmen in here at Mortis's base, but cav archers, skirmishers, and I don't know, this might be a pretty even trade with these guys being upgraded. Meanwhile, Mortis has Bodkin Arrow as well for his Cav Archers and Skirmishers, also only pattern martial armor. Crossbowman will lose. I mean, that number of Skirmishers, he will win that fight. Will win that fight, but it will cost him a pretty sizable number. And these are upgraded now to elite skirmishers. Look at this flying mouse getting thumb ring and ballistics. That'll help out considerably. Flying Mosk did. Exactly. Flying Mosk. I know what you mean to say. Flying Mouse did decent damage too. Yes, he did. Both players doing decent damage on each other. And now, look at this, we have a Siege Workshop and Scorpions for Mortis. Probably to help out with the big groups of crossbowmen. And it looks like they're just kind of splitting up for now. What's going on up here? The Cav Archer's just running around in the ice. Now look at this. Flying Mouse is getting greedy with these mills. I mean, he's fished out all of this. All of this. All but one of that. And he's fished that out. And he's currently fishing out throughout here. He's taken up half of the lake, although he hasn't moved back to the outer edges over here. And Mortis, with the exception of right over here, is having to walk a fair distance to get these, has largely been taken off of the ice because of Flying Mouse's aggression. With the crossbowmen, Flying Mouse has a major advantage when it comes to just his food and his fishing. Because, what is that, 7 mills compared to 3, and only really 1 or 2 are active over here. The skirmishers and Cav Archers cleaning up those crossbowmen considerably. But take a look at this, Flying Mouse dropping a relatively aggressive castle between these forests that actually separate the players. And he's got good map control. We have, what is that? Bloodlines, yes. Not husbandry. Oh, Cav Archers attacking some of Flying Mouse's villagers over here that are fishing. So that's going to be some carnage. But then you take a look over there. This castle went up. Crossbowmen in. Killed a few villagers over here. So these players are just trying to do as much damage as they can to each other. And I believe Flying Mouse has the upper hand in this case. He's got a considerable score lead. Oh boy. I was just picking all these villagers off. Holy cow. But they're equaling each other out. I mean, look at this. A lot of damage. But all of these villagers got cleaned up thanks to the Cav Archers. All but 2. I guess these back here. Crossbowman out here just wreaking havoc on Mortis's bloodline. Oh, this is a war crime. He's got a what is that? A Gambit warrior. Karambit. I'm thinking of the I'm mixing up the name of that. Something else. All right, Skyrim time. Have you seen those warriors from Malay? They have curved swords. Curved swords. Now the Karambit warriors that have those curved swords like the scimitars, I guess, or something. Not scimitars, that's the name of an instrument. Maybe it is. I just don't remember that. But yeah, Mortis is really... He's having a tough run over here. I mean, his wood line got decimated. He got decimated over here at his town center. And here's a Karambit warrior harassing these fishers. Oh, villager goes down to that. It's surrounded. I mean, it's taken all of that. But here comes some reinforcements. The crossbowmen to fight the villagers that are killing the Karambit warrior does go down. But it's just going to wreak havoc on these. Oh, yikes. Yeah, it was runaway. They were roughly tied up with eco kills. They are scimitars. Okay, thanks, Tech. But then it's just been a runaway. Another, like, 22 or 24 that Flying Mouse got on Mortis after that point. I don't think he can come back from this, although his first game was rather compelling. And I am in agreement with you. I think he is set too far behind. He is kind of staving this off a little bit. With the castle, the siege workshop this far forward, it's just going to be a matter of time before the town center goes down. And he has no stone, very little food. He's trying to recover what wood he can, but they're dangerously exposed. If Flying Mouse just sends another group of crossbowmen around to the back here, Mangonel goes down. Did flatten a few crossbowmen. But yeah, the Mangonel did go down. Monk healing up, and here come the Cav Archers, but yeah, it's just not enough against the Mangonels, and these are strong crossbowmen. Now, what was the point of that? These just regular level archers go out to fight these crossbows. I'm not sure what that was about. Cav archers come up. Gonna need more than that. This could be a sizable attack, but it can't get close to the crossbowmen. And this is really good use of the monk. Flying Mouse is doing a great job of keeping these guys healthy. Oh! That was a good Mangonel shot. Now a very, very aggressive castle trap. I don't think that would go off. But either way, Mortis calls the GG, so we won't find out. And Flying Mouse getting his revenge and playing a very convincing game 2 on Chandelar Lake to tie the setup 1-1. Congrats to both players for winning a game and earning points toward their progress in the league. And yeah, you take a look at this. This is a little bit cleaner from Flying Mouse. 4%, 8 minutes of idle eco time. That's a lot, but he was 2 TC, and he was going pretty heavy military. And did get that castle up. He was ready to build a second one. That, of course, didn't go up because Mortis called the GG. There's your final eco kill to death. 46 to 27, that is because he did lose one villager to a bear, as opposed to 26 to 46 there. Overall kill to death was relatively close. 119 to 98. Of course there were a couple extra. Now 3 of those, one of those went down to a bear. I wonder if the other 2 may have went down to friendly fire from the Mangonel. Excuse me, or something like that. Because there's a discrepancy of 3, and then there's a discrepancy of 2. I'm not sure how that matches up, but anyway. If you take a look at the player's most created units, oh my gosh, look at this. He was pretty much all in on crossbowmen. 96 crossbowmen. Compared to 32 cav archers. Is the most created units. take a look at the stats. The military scores were quite close. An absolute runaway in the eco for Flying Mouse. Technology, little bit of a gap, and he did have the one castle. There's your final score. The kill to death we talked about. Race to destruction. This time it's Flying Mouse that gets 4 buildings destroyed and didn't lose any. That's an exact reverse from the previous game. No conversions, no desertions. We didn't see monks from Mortis. We did see them from Flying Mouse, but they were mainly used for healing purposes. And I don't know, did any of the relics get grabbed? We'll find out in a moment. There's your army high. Yeah, your total resources collected. Oh, yeah, wow. Okay, well this explains it right here. Just look at that flat. Basically completely flat. It's out there for a time. Almost double the wood, substantially more food, almost double the gold, and Mortis never took stone. Little bit of market abuse. No relics, okay. There are your times. Flying Mouse with a good uptime into feudal. And then, now to be fair, we'll keep in mind that the Malay have a faster upgrade time. But that's still a good time. And actually, Mortis beat Flying Mouse into castle. But I think he was too far set back, I believe. And then exploration, 76 to 67, and your technology percentages were 15 to 8.5. Castles, or society, castles come into that. We had the 1, and there is your villager count, 78 to 46 there. Okay, I'm gonna take a short break, and we're gonna get set up for game 2. Game 2. Set 2. Sorry. Okay, back with set 2. This is going to be Shixo and Oladushek. And these are higher level players. They are... Let me take a look. This is the second level or second slotted matchup for round 7. So basically these two players are within like the top 15% probably within the tournament. I'm sorry, I gotta step away real quick.
When you want to get off the darkest ground, the Gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers.
All right, sorry about the short delay. I had a phone call that I had to take real quick. Anyway, yeah, these are high-level players here. Shixo is actually the higher seed, and Oladushek is the lower seed. So let me go in and update that on Capture Age, just as a reference, so we can see. And this is round 7. Okay, real quick, let's go ahead and take a look at the map draft. So Denali is the map of the round for round 7, made by Tech Chariot. And then they take turns discarding maps, of course, until one is left over, and it's Chandelure Lake again. So game 1, of course, will be played on the map of the round, which is Denali. Game 2 will be played on Chandelure Lake. And with that in mind, let's take a look at their Civ draft, or Civ discards. And we have Shixo banning the Spanish, the Berbers, and the Japanese. And that's kind of interesting. A little bit. Oh, wow. Okay, Oladushek bans the Portuguese. We've seen the Portuguese played a ton on Denali. We're not going to see it today. He also bans the Byzantines and the Malay. Interesting. My guess is both of those players banned the Japanese and the Malay, respectively, because of Chandelure Lake. Portuguese, Oladushek would ban probably because they're played a lot on Denali. Can't really speak as to the Byzantines or the Spanish or the Berbers why they would be banned, but okay. So anyway, that's what they get, and of course the civs are free pick, no repeat. Players can pick a civ that their opponent played the match before, they just cannot play the same civ twice. With that, let's go ahead and go into the game. And we'll... Oh, come on. I hit the button on pause it and it didn't go. There we go. Alright. Alright, this is Denali by Tech Chariot. This map is very unique in that it is built on the summit of the tallest mountain in North America at over 20,300 feet, or about 6,200, I believe it's about 6,200 meters. Really high. And it was cold. It was at the temperature at the summit today was said to be about minus 70 Fahrenheit, or about minus, what would that be? About minus 55 Celsius. Really cold. I mean, even in the summertime, temperatures are generally below zero at the summit, or maybe a little above it, but below freezing. No, it's not at the summit, but I mean, well, up here that you kind of oriented to be near, basically representative of the summit. Correct me if I was wrong. Oh, take a look, we already have eagle fighting. 2 minutes, you guys can't behave. You two eagles, y'all can't behave. For the first 2 minutes of the match, already picking fights, and this is going to be interesting. Oh, they split up. Okay. Alright, they say, alright, enough. Alright, anyway, we didn't even get to cover players. Oladushek is playing as the Khmer. Interesting. In yellow on the left half of the map, and Shixo in teal on the right half is playing as the Georgians. Just a couple things about Denali. This is a brutal map. Very open. There is no wood outside of these lumber piles. And And you have your berry bushes. You have bears that are fairly close to your town center that you have to be careful of. You have 3 outposts. And then you have sheep, and sheep can be found on the glacier. Your gold, you get a couple gold piles near your start, but then all the rest of the gold is down here, concentrated basically at the bottom of the map. And bottom in more than one sense, because it's the bottom in terms of the lowest corner, and bottom in terms of lowest elevation. And you have some stuff out here. You also do have some wolves on this map that you do have to be careful of. And then all of the relics are up at the top. So you have to come up to the summit, or pretty much, to get relics.
Yeah.
Shixo does not like the map, and Oladushek does not disagree. I don't know, you know. I understand if the players don't like a map, but don't call it stupid. And we've seen players. You know, the players are understandable in their, you know, in their feelings that it's an extremely difficult and, I mean, even frustrating map to play, but I would say personally too, between this map and Columbia, I do like Columbia better. Number one, Columbia is an absolutely beautiful map, and the concept of the relics all the way up at the top, and then the terminal moraine. It's an absolutely gorgeous map. Not that this isn't, but this is a very tough map. Tex says Oladushek loves scout fights and wonder what he is planning for Khmer. Yeah. Shixo's got a scout running around. Where is... Where's a sheep? Where is... Oh, it's over here. Okay. Oladushek's scout. Yep. Eagle Scout, that is. They do get some ibex up here on the mountains that they can hunt. And Oladushek actually milling them and built a house there for pop space. Interesting. Kind of expand away from the town center. And in a way, I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say that this is safer, but it is more isolated. And I guess in a sense it may be safer if Shixo has less of an expectation to come up here and explore it, and would not expect Oladushek to build up here. Meanwhile, Shixo with the mule carts that the Georgians and the Armenians get. Harvesting more wood, also... Well, he's not taking stone, but he does have some stone piles right near. And he's building another mule cart, probably for the gold in the wood right here. And another house. And Shixo's actually pushing the ibex. A little different approach than what we saw Oladushek do, which was mill it, although he might have pushed... Well, I don't know, because we see some over here. Unless there were others in the area that he may have already pushed, but nope, Oladushek choosing to mill his further up here, and Shixo pushing it right at his hometown center. Oladushek hits feudal, Shixo only now clicking up. So Shixo going up late. And Oladushek already... Oh my gosh. He's already going up to castle. He's going to hit castle only about 30 seconds after Shixo hits feudal. Yikes. I wonder what's up with that. So this is a fast castle for Oladushek. I'm not sure what Shixo is going for. Oh, Shixo lost a villager. I did not see that happen. I would assume that was probably to a bear. But yeah, Shixo losing a villager. But otherwise, there's been no kills or losses in the game so far. And Oladushek sending a villager up here onto Shixo's half of the map. Wonder what's going on. Shixo hits feudal. Oh boy. Wow, look at that. Oladushek dropping a stable over here, not far, not all that removed from Shixo's home base. Yikes. Interesting. Oladushek hits castle, and I don't think Shixo's going to be too happy about that right now. I think he's going to be even a little bit less too happy about the stable that just went up on his side of the map. And Oladushek scouting out, and oh boy. Oladushek building a house, probably to give some visibility. But can Shixo see that, is my question. He's explored it, he does not have sight on it. He's setting an outpost there. Shixo has to see that. So, I think he knows now. Oladushek is here. And it looks like Shixo's kind of walled in his stone miners here. And I believe he's probably trying to collect as much stone as he can very rapidly for a castle as soon as he hits it. And yeah, he's got a gate. Oladushek setting up a monastery. Wow. And we had something over here. Heavy Cav. Hero Knights. They came in. And Oladushek got a kill on a villager. And he killed a... He got a kill on something else. Probably Shixo's Eagle Scout. That must be what it will be. That's going down, and Shixo is probably in, yep, panic castle mode. There we go. See a castle going up right there. Try to shore that up. Is he going to be able to deny this, or is this going to go? Oh, look at this. Oladushek trying to convert. He's trying to convert the mule cart. No, he's trying to convert the villager. And he gets the villager. Those go down. Oladushek is in. Is this castle going to go up? These knights are on these villagers. Knight goes down. Second knight goes down. The third knight is going to go down. It goes down. That castle's gonna go up. Castle goes up. And the castle is firing arrow at the outpost. It was actually trying to target the monk. The monk got away. Outpost is going to go down pretty rapidly. Down it goes. So Shixo for now has kind of staved off that attack. But he is under tremendous pressure. Knight armor. Oladushek does not have any blacksmith upgrades. Actually, neither player does. Does either player have a blacksmith? That's the question. Okay. Shixo does, but he hasn't gotten anything from it. Oladushek has not even built a blacksmith that I'm aware of, unless he built one over here. No. But Shixo just got 2 more villagers converted. Holy cow. And now we see some Monaspas, which are the Georgian unique units. and they get a bonus to their strength when fighting in numbers or with other heavy cav. Just need to be careful because they are susceptible to conversions, though. Unlike light cav, which are very resistant and get a bonus against monks, heavy cav are quite susceptible to being converted, so he does need to be careful. And I don't know if the Georgians get any bonus to resist that, or maybe the Manaspas themselves. I'm not aware. Oh, look at all the wolves chasing these guys around. Oh, man. We had a wolf train for a minute. Oh, take a look at this. Oladushek getting relics. There's one. He's got 2 more monks up here. He's got a 4th coming up. Does he have any already on the way back? And we see him researching fervor. Now, Khmer monks don't get atonement, but they do get redemption. They don't get heresy. They don't get block printing, but they do get everything else. And that is, you know, they're not terrible. And the fact that they do have redemption, and have a lot of the other techs. Got fervor. 1, 2, 3 relics. And where... Oh, holy cow, take a look at this though. Shixo's over here with the Manaspas causing some trouble for Oladushek, and Oladushek has lost a good number of villagers over here. Oh. Totally missed that as we were watching Oladushek go for the relics, which I have not seen on Denali much. I mean, we've seen them go, but I don't think I've seen anybody grab them or try to get the relics in as high of quantity as Oladushek is. But that is a ton of villagers lost, and that was a good raid that may have just saved Shixo the game. He's still behind, but oh yeah, he needed that raid badly. You're right. But yeah, that really helped buy him some time and get a chance to kind of even the playing field out a little bit. It may not be enough. It may be. That remains to be seen. But that was a definite help for him. Take a look at this. Oladushek is just going wild with the relics up here. Where's his monastery with them right here? Yeah, none of the relics are over here. His monastery over here on his home side. 5 of the relics. Is he gonna trigger a relic countdown? Man, that's still a ton that he has to grab. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 relics it looks like. Somebody just died. I didn't see. Or somebody got... Yep. Oh yeah, it was right here. And I didn't see what that was. Was it a monk? Was it Shixo trying to come up and grab one of the relics to prevent a relic victory? Getting a relic victory on this map is pretty onerous, just given where all of the relics are and the sheer number of them. This isn't like Kodiak, for example, where there's 5 relics that you just have to go and grab. This is 15 of them. And this is a very treacherous map. It would actually be really funny, though. And yeah, we do see a fortified church, and Shixo is creating a monk. And I believe it would be to try to grab a relic, to deny the relic victory. So Oladushek. Oladushek getting conversions on the Manaspas. Take a look, he's got 4 and it's a fight over here. He's outnumbered. But he certainly is doing some disruption to Shixo by getting those conversions. Now, where are the other... So 6 of 10 are stored up here. Look at this, he's just bringing him back. And he's probably going to set up another monastery over here. Because it would be too risky to try to store relics here, given especially that Shixo has kind of re-established control on his side of the map. And each monastery can only hold 10 relics. So Oladushek is going to have to create a second monastery to hold the other relics. And there it is. And it's got 2 of them. Shixo got Oladushek got another conversion on one of Shixo's. Yep, he was raiding him again, but Oladushek fared a little better this time. Had to get some conversions, but he did lose a number of villagers again. And the wolf train chasing these Monaspas around the map. Ha! And a lot of action out over here. Knights and a couple Monaspa against the heavy cav. Or no, it was all Monaspa against a mix of heavy cav from Oladushek, which was primarily Knights and a few Monaspas of his own that he's got conversions on. Shixo raiding back through home kills more villagers. Oh, man. And just take a look at the wolves just chasing. Chasing him right through the village. I mean, these wolves are so determined. Yeah, okay, now he's actually taking care of the wolves. Good lord. Now Oladushek raiding Shixo again. Or attempting to. Well, he did get that villager kill. Yeah. So he's come back over. Just monks all over the place. This is absolutely chaotic. Questions, what's the status of the relics? There's 2 more. 3 more. Oh man, is this one not possible to get? Given his position next to the mountain? That would suck. And look at this, Oladushek's prepared to clean this up. So he fights Shixo off, and he's actually coming back over to try to get another raid on Shixo. And... yes. Why devotion? Shixo says, and Oladushek says yes, and Shixo doesn't think it's worth it. And Shixo calls GG after the raid there. I think he was just too far behind. Had too many conversions. Oladushek gets the win. And if you take a look at that, high idle TC and eco percentages for these players. But this was absolutely chaotic. And just take a look at the res collections there. Relic. 14 relics for Oladushek, producing 2,000 at 2,700 gold. It's almost 3,000. And there remained... oh, he did get that one relic from up there in the mountain, so it wasn't trapped. It was just these 2 remaining. Wow. Okay. Alright, so the overall, actually their eco kill to death evened out somewhat. So it looks like Oladushek at some point lost 2 to either wolves or a bear. Or a combination thereof. And we know Shixo lost one. And then the overall kill to death was in Shixo's favor, actually. Okay. Most created units. Look at that, 33 Knights to 32 Monaspas. That's actually pretty close. It's very close, in fact. Onto the statistics here. Military. Oh, holy cow! Look at that. There's a difference of 7 in their military scores. Eco, though, as we talked about, Oladushek kind of ran away with that. He also kind of ran away with technology. Shixo building the one castle. Excuse me. And then there's your final. Kill to death we already talked about. Raised to destruction just 2-1. 14 conversions for Oladushek. Never lost one to a monk. And then there's your army high and all that stuff. Resources. Oladushek ran away with wood collection. Pretty good with food collection. Almost triple the gold collection. No. Let me do the math. About 2.5 times. Still well over double. GG. And actually Shixo having way more gold collected. And you can see he actually he flatlined right here. His ego flatlined for about 45 seconds. Completely flatlined. And then he was able to get back on his feet, but he was far behind. And Oladushek just kind of ran away with it there. 2,700 relic gold, 14 relics for Oladushek. A little bit of market abuse for Shixo. Oladushek never did. Probably because all the relics. He had all the gold he needed to do stuff. And that allowed him to focus on food and wood. Time's up. Be Oladushek having the better feudal time. And better castle time. Exploration 79% to 60%. And technologies almost triple the research that Shixo did. So pretty commanding victory there for Oladushek. Villager max. And Shixo having the one castle. Did Oladushek ever try to build one? I thought maybe he tried to place one and didn't, but no, I'm not seeing it, so guess not. Alright, let's go ahead and get ready for game 2. Game 2 is on Chandelure Lake, just like it was in the first set. And here we are, Chandelure Lake, and oh my gosh, it's the winter version again. We did get a stretch of summer version games, but yeah, it's just, I don't know, maybe Age of Empires recognizes that it's winter, and that it should be frozen over? No, of course not. Anyway, we've got Shixo playing as Persians in blue, and Oladushek playing as the Armenians in red. Again, winter version of the map is shaped like an L or a boomerang, and players start. Now this time, the bears are on the ice, which is more common in the winter. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and again, fish. Pretty open. This is pretty aggressive, but I do see the potential for walling it off to make it slightly less so. And that would be here. You obviously can't, you can wall to the ice, but you can't wall across it. But you could seal off the trees here, here, to there, and then kind of somewhere through here or there. So this actually has the potential to be slightly less aggressive. However, you still would be susceptible to enemy units just being sent around the edge of the lake. I really wish we would get a summer version on this map. Again, just the RNG is bad, I think. I mean, like I said, the first 7 or 8 times I casted games on this map in I should say Sprint 1, Round 2 was the map of the week, and the first 7 or 8 were winter, and then we got a ton of summer version, and yeah, we're back to... I've done 3 in the last 2 days, and all 3 have been on the winter version again. So, I don't know. Persians and Armenians. I mean, Armenians are just a little bit busted. Persians are a solid choice as well, though. And we've seen Persians a few times on this map. Of course, with the Japanese and the Malay being banned, you're not going to see that. Pretty standard. Eagle Scout. Oh, yeah, he's gonna have to be careful of the bear. He's prepared for it. Probably the eagle had sight on the bear. The bear might actually... Yeah, he got it. And, ooh, he did that without Loom. While Loom just now came in for Oladushek. That's impressive. And I think he may have sent the eagle to take a couple strikes at the bear if need be. But you gotta be careful with that. Because if he deals the final blow and kills it, then that's 500 food that's just wasted. Completely wasted. Shixo up here hunts the bear. And, oh no. Shixo lost a villager to the bear. Again. Not good. You wouldn't expect that for a high-level player, but it happens. These bears are no joke. And he did not have Loom either. In fact, just now, a couple seconds from coming in. Loom with the bears actually makes a difference in the fact that it allows you to take one more hit. So, bear does 12 damage, villagers without Loom have 25. So the first strike takes you to half, the second strike takes you to 1, the third strike kills you. If you have Loom, it enables you to take a third strike, and the fourth would kill you. But look at this Shixo going up already. Shixo's, even with that one villager down, he's got 3 seconds of idle TC time, and so effectively, I mean, he's got 30 seconds, so he's on par with Oladushek. But he's gonna have a sub 9 minute feudal uptime. That's pretty good. 3 strikes and you're out, except if you get Loom, then it's 4. Oh, here we go. Eagle Carnage. Shixo's eagle is running around. There is, there's feudal for Shixo. Oladushek only about... yeah, about 30 seconds up. And... yeah. And it actually looks like Oladushek is walling this off here. With a gate. Now, it remains to be seen, is he gonna wall this? I think he should. Given this. The configuration of the trees right here, this is easily wallable. I mean, on the summer it would be a no-brainer. This map is, in my opinion, much less aggressive on the summer version. Just because you wall off, you can wall to the water, and then you have to go naval, or you have to go around the outer edge of the lake. On the winter, you can just walk across the ice, so it does make it tougher. But that level of walls would still give a measure of protection that they don't have right now, so... I don't know, but here comes some There's some spearmen and skirmishers with Shixo, and is he gonna come back with those? Harass the villagers? Yes, he is! He's using spearmen and skirmishers to harass Oladushek's woodcutters. And I would almost say if I'm Shixo, I would go for the mule cart. Because then you have to spend the resources to build another, and all these villagers then have to walk back to the town center, and it could be easy to pick them off on their way. I mean, now it's not really worth going for lumber camps and mining camps. You go for the villagers, but I would say if you're up against the Georgians or the Armenians, you go for those mule carts. That is a major loss if they lose one, and they're a lot easier to take down than a structure. Skirmishers wreaking havoc there. Oladushek did get an eco kill on Shixo. Shixo's also got 2 on Oladushek. I didn't see where the one that... Oh yeah, take a look now. It's his eagle and a spearman up here, so that might be where he got one. Looks like the remnants of that right there. Fair bit going on. Now the skirmishers are trading with each other and the spearmen. And it almost looks like the villagers are prepared to fight off the attack as well. And now up here we have the spearmen and the eagle harassing Shixo's fishermen. But it looks like he's staved that off. And what do we see here now? Yeah. Gonna harass the villagers more, but the villagers are gonna fight back. But now there's too many, plus there's an archer. But that archer is in hot water if he gets too close to these skirmishers. Okay. There one goes down. Now we see Wheelbarrow coming in. Now, I don't know, is it me or does it seem slightly unusual to see Oladushek getting Wheelbarrow this early in the match? I mean, I'm sure there's a reason for it. But, I don't know, just don't usually see somebody get that early in the game. Alright, both players are getting fletching at their blacksmith. Both players have a blacksmith and are using it. I didn't look at the end of the game, but I'm not sure that either player... I don't think Oladushek ever built a blacksmith in the first game. And Shixo did, but I don't remember if he ever used it and got any of the upgrades. But both players here getting fletching. I imagine... Nope, actually no, neither player is anywhere close to getting up to castle. Skirmishers harass the woodcutters that are walled in. Still leaves them susceptible to ranged attacks, though. Skirmishers trading with each other a little bit. Yikes.
Yes, Patrastem.
Yes, Patrastem.
So kind of just watching skirmishers trade at the moment. Oladushek has a good fishing eco setup over here. He's got 2 mills, villagers going. He does have to be careful of that bear. He is close, not close enough obviously to trigger the bear attack, but He is close. He will have to be careful if he chooses to expand out. And meanwhile, Shixo also has a pretty good fishing setup. But take a look at this. Shixo's trying to find a way in. Oh, and there he is. Still hasn't gotten any more eco kills, but he's being disruptive. But now Oladushek has his massive skirmishers to come over. And Shixo has clicked up to castle. Oladushek has almost the food required, but not even close to the gold. And he's on gold. No, he's not. He's building a mule cart, probably to start taking gold. Yep. Late to get on gold.
I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall.
Bloodlines scale boarding armor. So we're gonna see a transition into cav or maybe camels. Yeah, now Shixo's got wolves following him again. What is it with Shixo and the wolves? Alright, they go down. And Oladushek doesn't want to pursue all the way that far up. Each man to his own home. Shixo hits castle. Oladushek has the food. He's actually currently housed. Does not quite have the gold to go up. And I don't think he has a market, so we won't see any market abuse. Nope. Okay, he got the gold. He clicks up. Scale mail armor. Meanwhile, Shixo's getting Bodkin arrow and bowsaw. I'm not losing my voice quite like I did yesterday, but yeah, it's starting to get a little tasking to talk. Okay, now the skirmishers are returning to fight. Siege workshop right here. And I see some light cav. Nope. No, that's heavy cav. Those are knights. We have knights from Shixo. And take a look at that. The knight's actually beating these spearmen up. Nope, the knight goes down there, but he did get a couple kills. He also did get an additional kill on a villager, probably over here. So that is 3 eco kills that Shixo has got. And Oladushek upgrades to pikeman. And that's actually unique because the Armenians get an upgrade to pikemen in the feudal age and can go, I believe they can go to halberdiers in the castle age. So that could actually be pretty profound if Shixo goes knights. I'm sure he's got other tricks up his sleeve. He's got siege. We have a mangonel here. And these pikes are probably going to dive that mangonel. Unless they get flattened first. Now I got 2 of them. But 4 of them remain, and I think they're going to be able to take that out. But here comes some knights. And also a skirmisher to deal with pikemen. Mangonel goes down. Skirmisher. Elite skirmishers now. And the knights. Pikemen are going to lose that fight. He did get 1 knight. Okay. Now what's going on down here? Another raid? Oh, I missed it again. Good number of villagers that were killed by Shixo down here. And Oladushek is just under a lot of pressure down here. We have a fortified church, and we're going to see some warrior priests. Now, warrior priests can attack They can pick up relics. I believe they can heal. Maybe not. Maybe not. I know they cannot convert. Oh, wait. Oh, he calls the GG right there all of a sudden. Was this raid? Was it? Oh, it was over here, I think, that he lost all of these villagers and then had to retreat. Yeah. It must have been over here. One. Alright, congrats to both of these players. Both the sets yesterday and both the sets today that I've casted have ended 1-1. I'm pleased to see that. So congrats to both players for winning a game and earning points toward their progress. And if you take a look, idle TC time, actually Shixo had a little more. And the idle eco percentages were higher there. Oladushek did end up getting one of the relics. They're late. But the eco kills overall, you can see. And then the overall kill to death, 47 to 24. At 25, Shixo lost a villager to the bear. So this was a pretty commanding victory from Shixo this time. Most created units, we had 21 pikemen versus 19 elite skirmishers. And if you look at the stats, we dive in and we'll see military scores. Shixo a little bit ahead. Shixo a fair bit ahead on eco. And a 3-point difference in technology scores. Wow. Wow. Military-wise, we already talked about that. No buildings were razed or destroyed. No conversions. And Army High was actually pretty similar between the two. 42 was the high. 41 was the was for Shixo, so very close. Parallel. Resources collected were actually relatively close. Shixo got more wood, Oladushek got more food, and Shixo got more gold. So a little bit ahead, as you can see there. About a difference of 1,000. Little bit of market abuse from Shixo. Yeah, we talked about the relic gold there. Technology-wise, there's your uptimes. Shixo with a sub 9-minute feudal. That was very, very well executed. Would have been nearly perfect if he had not lost that villager. And then their castle times, Shixo 22 and Oladushek 25. So about a 3-minute difference there. Exploration 49 to 48%. Now for some reason, we don't see players tend to explore this map a whole lot, especially on the winter version. The summer, they end up building fishing ships and they explore, usually with a ship. Low percentages for both players for exploration. We see that a lot on the winter version here. And then technology score, percentages, the scores were extremely close. The percentages, a little over 14 compared to a little over 12. Society, villager max, 50 to 40. Of course, no fishing, because it's winter. No castles from either player. Yeah, let's take a look at that exploration. That is what Oladushek explored. So he got a little bit out on the ice, came out this way, only spotted the left half of Shixo's home base, but he actually also did make it up, because remember, he did get those few kills up here on Shixo's fishermen. Excuse me. On the other hand, Shixo saw that. Basically all of Oladushek's home base. Little bit out over here. This was newly discovered for him. Really didn't discover much of the ice at all, except where he tried to fish. So, yeah. Texture says Shixo channeled his inner rage from the previous match to pull off a decisive win. Yes, he did. I was very pleased to see these sets. We had 4 competitive games tonight. Now, in the first set when we watched Mortis and Flying Mouse, we watched Mortis have a horrible start and come back with a very solid win. And then Flying Mouse got his revenge on Chandelier Lake, where the tables were basically turned. And then, similar situation here, where Oladushek really dominated on Denali, and Shixo got his revenge on Chandelier Lake. So yeah, really good sets tonight, folks. That's gonna do it for this one. Hope you all have enjoyed. Ah! Oh, hold on, I've got a technical error. Alright. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this tonight. Hope you all enjoyed. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be casting. I've got a pretty busy week ahead. So maybe we'll try to get a few more in next weekend. But yeah, anyway, whenever I get back to it, we'll get back to it. We'll see you then, and as always, until then, you all take care, stay safe, we'll see ya. Yeah, you bet, Tech. Yeah, thanks, and have a good one as well.